Welcome back to episode 93, the first episode for 2021 of Teachers in Transition, the podcast and the YouTube channel. My name is Kitty Boitnott. I am the owner of Boitnott Coaching and the founder of Teachers in Transition. If you've listened to me in the past, you know that I alternate topics each week. I talk about career transition strategies one week and stress management strategies on alternating weeks. And I want to start off this very first episode of 2021 talking about career transition. And specifically, I want to speak to how you could jumpstart your job search for 2021. Now, not coincidentally, I offer a course that I am calling the Jumpstart Your Job Search program. And because it is now 2021, it is the Jumpstart Your Job Search for 2021 program. It's an online course. And if you're interested, you can check out my website or ask for directions on how to find out more information. But what I thought I would do for the weeks that I'm going to be talking about career transition for the next couple of months, I will share something that I share in my program so that you can get a sense of what it is that I think are the key components of a successful job search. And if you are thinking about making a job change in 2021, now that we are slowly but surely emerging from the pandemic and into perhaps some new opportunities that are going to be presenting themselves in this new year based on lessons that we've learned from 2020. Now is the time, right now is the time that you need to be laying the foundation and setting the stage. You don't wait until you're ready to make a job change to suddenly start job hunting, because there is a lag time between the decision that you make and the time that you actually lock down the job. Unfortunately, people don't calculate often enough for that lag time. They think that once they've made the decision, it's just a matter of, sending out some resumes and finding the job of their dreams. Were it only that simple, but it's not. So when I talk about laying the foundation and setting the stage, what I mean is you have to put yourself in the proper mindset of a job seeker. And you have to learn what the components of a successful job search are. And you have to start with determining what it is that you want to do next in your career. So if you are in the position of considering that you want to jumpstart your job search for 2021, the number one consideration is, which is also the number one challenge of every job seeker I have ever worked with, whether they were teachers or something else from another line of work. The number one challenge and the number one consideration is, what is it that you want in your next career? Now you have to give that some serious thought, and it may take a few days, a few weeks, even a couple of months, depending on your particular situation and circumstances. I've had people who struggled with this for weeks and months. What is it that you want to do? And I had one client a few years ago who just kept saying, well, I'm not really passionate about anything. Now, I honestly don't believe that that's true, because she also told me, she may be listening to this and she'll know who she is. She also told me that her primary goal in life, if she could have anything in the world that she wanted without knowing how to make it happen, is that she would be the person of the year. And she named a particular magazine, journals, something in her town that she would love to be the person of the year for. Now, she never made the connection between what she would need to do to be the person of the year with anything that she was particularly passionate about. But surely there was some connection there that she was missing. Otherwise, she wouldn't have had the desire to be the person of the year in that publication. So I challenge you, if you're considering making a job change this year, in the next 4 months, 6 months, 10 months, if you want to wait till 2022, maybe this is your last year before you retire and you still want to do something later. It's never too early for you to be considering what it is that you want to do and setting the stage and laying the foundation for that successful job search. Because, like I said, there's this lag time between deciding what it is that you want and being able to make it happen. The people who decided last January that they wanted to make a change in their career didn't know that COVID-19 was going to come along and derail their best plans. So you have to be prepared for contingencies, and you have to know that things happen that can slow down your search, that can get in the way of your success. But that doesn't mean you should give up. You need to just keep hammering away day by day, doing something related to your goal of changing your career or your job. Deciding what it is that you want to do is the first challenge. Now, there are different ways for you to do that. There's a reading that you can do that can spark your inspiration and nudge you toward an idea that you wouldn't have had before. You can read about other people and the success they've had as they've transitioned. You can take assessments. Many of them are online for free. Some of them are not a lot of money. You can purchase the official Myers-Briggs for about $50. You can get the StrengthsFinder 2.0 assessment for the price of the book, StrengthsFinder 2.0. There are lots of places that you can go to get assessments. But what you want to be doing is identifying your specific and unique strengths, talents, aptitudes, abilities, the kinds of experiences that you have had that would lend themselves well to a new career. And you want to start thinking in terms of finding work that feels more like you're flowing with the stream and not trying to swim upstream against the current. You want work that feels more like a hobby and less like work. You don't want to feel like you're totally overwhelmed and frustrated all of the time with your job. There are challenges in every career. Let's face it, you're not going to have, wonderful days every single day. But in general, you want to feel satisfaction about the work that you're doing. If you're a teacher, you probably still want to be helping people in some way. You want to be of service in some way. And I think I've shared before that the two things I knew for sure when I started out my career change, I wanted to be of service and I wanted to stay in connection with teachers somehow. And over the course of a few months, what came out of that was Teachers in Transition, where I came to understand that I could help teachers exit teaching without feeling so much guilt about leaving. And I could help them find their sense of purpose and passion about the next job they wanted to do, and then help them with the moving parts of a job search. That's how my transition occurred. So think about what it is that you'd like to do. And I want to challenge you also to play with possibilities. Don't hem yourself in. Don't put yourself in a box and only consider the things that you think you could be qualified for or that you might have to settle for. In the beginning of this process, I want you to be playful and I want you to have fun with it. Think about what you would love to do, even if it feels outlandish. Truth be told, for me, coaching felt outlandish. I didn't think it was a real job, truth be told. And so when the idea of coaching came up for me, as I was doing some of my internal work, I immediately resisted it and pushed it away because I didn't think it was a real job. I didn't know how to begin to do it. I didn't have a clue how to make it happen. So I kept discounting it, pushing it away. Finally, when I shared with my career coach that this idea kept coming up, but I didn't know what to do with it, and I was resisting it, her response to me was, if it keeps coming up for you, You owe it to yourself, don't you, to at least explore the possibility. And so that's my challenge to you. If something keeps coming up that you think you'd like to do, you owe it to yourself to at least explore the possibility. So that's it for today. That's my challenge to you to think about for the next 2 weeks. I'll be back next week with a stress management strategy, but in 2 weeks, I'll offer another step in the Jumpstart Your Job Search process. But the first step is figuring out what it is that you want to do next in your career. And I wish I could tell you it was an easy process that you would go through to find the answer, but it's not. You have to struggle with it a little bit. You have to be willing to explore the various possibilities. And you have to be honest with yourself, which may be the most difficult. Now, if you'd like some help, I'm going to offer some freebies in the show notes. I'm going to re-offer the True Purpose Quiz that I offered a few weeks ago. I think that's fun. If you haven't taken it, you might enjoy it. I'm going to re-offer the Career Change Roadmap that I offered a while back. And I'll also offer a link to my calendar so that if you'd like to discuss your specific situation, you can do that. I offer a complimentary session. I call it the discovery session. It's 20 minutes. Doesn't cost you a penny, only 20 minutes of your time. You can set up an appointment. We can talk about your specific situation and whether or not I might be able to help you get unstuck and moving in the direction you want to be going. So those are the 3 links at the bottom of the show notes today. Please consider reviewing the podcast, or if you're on the YouTube channel, please subscribe and send me questions. If you need to send me a private message, do that at kittyboitnott@gmail.com. But if you would leave a review and make some comments, that helps other people find the channels. I would really appreciate that. And for now, that is it. Happy Thursday. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will be back next week. Bye for now.